Oh, do we have more breaking news?
Yeah, that's yeah.
What?
Yeah, I got you the behind the paywall article ready to go.
Wait, what? It's over.
Yeah.
Kotaku is being sold and Geo Media is being shut down.
Yes.
Geo Media is shutting down. Its CEO, Jim Spanfeller, says, after announcing the sale of Kotaku to European media company Calops? I don't know. The Root is the only site left in the Geo Media? Wow. Kotaku is officially done. It's from Kate Robinson here. Geo Media shutting down right there. The Root is okay. Yes, sounds good. And we have this from behind the paywall from the New York Times. Winds down, selling off one of its last sites. We're learning this in real time. Geo Media, the digital media publisher that once owned sites like Jezebel and Deadspin, announced on Wednesday that it's winding down its operations and selling off one of its last properties, the video game website Kotaku. Geo Media, which is owned by the private equity firm Great Hill Partners, once owned a collection of websites that had a belonging to Gawker Media, The Universe, and The Onion, but it slowly has been shedding its holdings. With the sale of Kotaku, only one site remains, The Root, which covers Black culture and news. Okay. Jim said in a statement on Wednesday that said, quote, "It became clear to our investors it was time to move on," alluding to a series of challenges that have faced the digital media industry for years. Publishers have been battling for advertising against tech giants like Google and Meta, while generative AI is reshaping the media landscape. Investors don't see a promise of growth in digital publishing in a way they did before the pandemic. He said, Great Hill has been a very good partner and had never weighed in on editorial directions. This is in no way a suggestion that Great Hill was in some way acting as a rapacious private equity firm. Okay, sounds good. In April, Geo Media sold the business. New site. Okay, that's fine. Let's see more about Kotaku. Do a quick glance here on Kotaku because let's see. Kotaku. Kellops, the European tech media company, bought Kotaku in an all-cash deal. All right. He declined to disclose the financial details of the sale. The company, which is based in Switzerland, bought the tech site Gizmodo from Geo Media last year. We want to build an international media group that is focusing on tech in a very broad sense. And gaming is, I would say, a natural part of the universe. Wow. They have an iconic and a very different voice in the gaming industry that is that is extremely important to keep for our loyal readers over the past 20 years, and we'll try to make it even better. Blabs, do me a quick favor.
I actually already checked their Twitter and the Kotaku website, and there's no mention of anything yet so far.
Right. But do me a favor. Where in Europe is this brand out of?
Keliops?
Yep.
Yeah, look.
Okay. So Mr. Kleiss said he had agreed to keep Kotaku's entire staff as part of the deal, as the company did as it did with the Gizmodo acquisition, and that he does not have any plans in the short run to make any major changes to the content. They have a very iconic and very different voice in the gaming industry. Are you kidding me? Like, I did this. What? They literally parrot talking points. Wow. Okay.
Keliops AG is a media company that has offices in Paris, New York, and Switzerland.
Wow. Okay. So Switzerland. Wow. So this is it.
This is the place of Ike.
It is officially done. Kotaku is, well, they're not dead, but they've been sold off. And I'm curious to see how Gizmodo has done. That's since the acquisition and change. Cecil, do you have any initial thoughts on this?
I find all of this funny because with all the websites, all they had to do was report on video games and not demonize their audience. I mean, it really, to me, it doesn't seem like it should be that hard. Apparently, it was impossible to talk positively about. I mean, yes, are there bad things in video games, yeah, should some things be pointed out, but maybe don't completely demonize the audience that you want to be reading your content on a daily basis. So yeah, I'm honestly surprised it's lasted this long, because this has been going on since 2014, I think.
Yeah.
Where it was like, when all the gamers are dead articles were coming out, and they were just demonizing the audience everywhere. It just is funny to me that they've managed to kind of cling on for this long, because God, I used to go, early 2010s or what, I was on Kotaku, because they had a lot of like really funny articles and good stuff, and they had like some decent reporting about upcoming video games and whatnot. And then I just stopped, because it was obvious that they hated me for me and other video gamers for whatever reason. And it's like, all right, well, I'm not going to give you the clicks for what is the don't support people who hate you. Okay, fine. And you eventually go out of business.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't look at kind of what people who work for Kotaku are saying, or at least previously worked at Kotaku. Now, this is Jen Gleason, if you recall, is a psycho. But Jen Gleason said, "I am so happy to hear that Kotaku is no longer part of Geo. That team deserves leadership that recognizes the expertise of writers and editors. It deserves leaders who see the values of Kotaku's inevitable legacy and its vital role in the discourse surrounding games and online culture." So, and then, of course, we have everyone's favorite waitress. So happy for the team, and happy they can get back to doing what made Kotaku so special, so that they're no longer under the thumb of a man determined to disembowel the site he purchased. With the right leadership, a new EIC, and support, more hires, they can thrive.
So are they going to get worse? They can't possibly get worse.
I'm fascinated by this idea that, like, there is a direct correlation between, like, Kotaku already had a damaged reputation, but everything that happened in early 2024 with Gamergate 2, and really the article written by Kotaku was the catalyst, specifically everyone's favorite waitress. That was the catalyst to everything that happened. Like, she did that. And there's like, when you look at Kotaku's traffic and their brand reputation online, what is this company buying? Like, legitimately, what are they buying at this point? They're buying a damaged brand that hasn't been relevant in a decade. That, like, you're buying a logo because the talent's not there. I don't know the last time I went to Kotaku, outside of just there to laugh at it. It's become a meme. That's what they're buying, a meme at this point, right? I mean,
A very expensive meme.
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, anything that's not free for a meme is expensive.
Wow.
We do have some a little other sort of breaking news too.
More?
Nothing as big though. That is, let me just pull this up. Neil Druckmann is leaving The Last of Us.
What is happening today?
On HBO.
on HBO. Okay.
Yeah.
Nature is healing.
So he made this statement, said, "I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO. With work complete on season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on season 3, now is the right time for me to transition my complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects, including writing and directing our exciting new game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, along with my responsibilities as studio head and head of creative." And he just goes on more bullshit. So yay!
My God, what is happening? It's video game apocalypse.
They come in threes.
Jeez Louise.
I have a possible theory on that. So Last of Us 1 is kind of polarizing. There are a lot of people that love it. There are a lot of people that hate it. But I think that more people hated it after part 2 came out because it kind of screwed up how part 1 was received. I personally played it like long after it was out, and I was expecting to hate it, and I actually really enjoyed it. But part 2, you know, is just pisses all over its legacy and really changes the characters and whatnot. So I think that the thing with him stepping down from HBO, part 1 and part 2 of the video games were adapted more or less into the show. And I think by him stepping away is that if part 3 ends up being really, really, really bad in the TV series, he would take a lot more of the blame since, you know, there is no other game to pull from. So it's entirely going to fall on his shoulders. And more than likely, with his ego, he would have wanted to write the whole thing. So I think by him stepping away from that, if 3 ends up kind of being bad, then he could be like, oh, well, see what happens? I had nothing to do with it. But then it kind of can backfire if season 3 ends up being really good. And then it'll be like, well, it had nothing to do with him. But he'll still, you know, well, that's the world that I created, even though it wasn't the world that he created. He just kind of was there in the beginning. So I think that he's kind of backing away for fear of where it might go. And a lot of those shows, they don't go beyond 3 seasons anyway. So he maybe wants to come back and focus on that terrible looking outer space Pet Shop Boys video game.
Sorry, I'm still really distracted by this Kotaku stuff. And I know
that's a big story.
This is like I'm really like, wow. So like we all knew it was coming, but it just kind of like it came out on Wednesday morning. Kind of crazy. Sorry. Are you tired of all the nonsense? Yeah, you are. Hit the subscribe button right here and join us.